Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Fossil Cup, and let's see what team we're going to be trying out. So we got the Shadow Magnezone paired with the Lanturn and the Mantine in the back. They switch out into the Ferrothorn here, which is not the greatest for our backline, so we're just staying for now. This Magnezone here has to get through this Ferrothorn by itself, unfortunately. We're going to fire off this mirror shot right here to chip away. We are going to have to invest a shield right here, unfortunately, because we want to be able to get to potentially 2 wild charges. One wild charge here is going to get fired up. Let's see if our opponent ends up shielding. They do grab that. They do end up going for that shield. And then we're going to fire off our own mirror shot right here to either get some damage or get a shield, but they do decide to let it go. And we're going to have to let that Magnezone go. So we're going to come back in here with the Mantine and try to farm down. Unfortunately, unable to farm down. We're going to have to let this go. Ends up only being the power whip, thankfully. And we're going to take it out here with the Arrow Ace. So we're going to have to win this game with the double water. They do have the Reggie, looks like. This Reggie here is going to actually throw at least 2 Zap Cannons to take out this Lanturn. But luckily, we do avoid the debuff. And now we can just spam a bunch of moves. We throw a serve right here, and it does grab a shield, so that is good news for us. Let's see if we just continue throwing serves here. We go for another serve, taking it into the 50% mark. We're going to shield right here because we know that we can get to at least one more move. Now, it's going to be up to us on when we want to throw this. So we throw this Thunderbolt right here to deal some huge damage. Try to get the farm down. We do get the farm down. That's really good for us right here because they have the Mantine in the back. This Mantine here is trying to get to a move to take us out, but I don't think they have any move that can KO from this range. Water Pulse does get used. That is a resistive move, and we are able to reach this Thunderbolt for, boom, the KO. So GG's to our opponent. Kind of difficult Ferrothorn switching to deal with, but we did kind of get it into farm down range, so our backline can kind of carry us. So good job. And next game, let's see. We got the Magnezone versus the Ferrothorn. This is where we want to see the Ferrothorn. So we're just going to stay in, obviously. Let's see what they end up doing here. They are going to throw a move first. We can survive any of the first moves, so we're going to let this first one go. Thunder does get revealed. We know that they are pretty energy dry at this point. We're going to go for this mirror shot, and then we're going to fire off our wild charge. This could take it out from this range. Oh, not quite. So we have a decision here to make. Do we shield or do we just let it go? We decided to just let it go because they're so low, we should be able to farm down and they're energy dry. Oh, they switch out immediately into their Jellicent, and then we're going to counter swap into our Lanturn. So this is a great matchup for us right here. They must have 2 water types in the back, I'm anticipating. We know that they switched out immediately, so maybe that's a little bit of a hint on what they have. Let's see what happens. Right here, we know that this is going to be another Shadow Ball, so we decided to just let that one go because we can survive it. We're going to go for the Serp here. This is going to get the KO, or it's going to get a shield. Our opponent does let it go. We know that their Ferrothorn is really low, so we can just farm it down. And yeah, there it is. That's the other water type, Azumarill. So Azumarill here is going to struggle against this Lanturn as we're doing super effective fast moves. And you can see these bubbles taking a while to even get this Lanturn down. So we're going to put the pressure on them, go for the Thunderbolt. They decide to let it go. Huge damage goes through. They go for the Ice Beam, and then we have our Mantine here to come back and kind of clean up. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game, mainly because of the Lanturn. The Lanturn was the MVP right there. Ended up matching up against their Jellicent and able to farm down that low health of Ferrothorn to gain a bunch of energy to throw back at that Azumarill. All right, here we go. We got the Poliwrath versus the Magnezone. Not the matchup we want to see. We switch out into the Lanturn, and we see the we see the Magnezone come in. So they have a Magnezone in the back, and this is where they want to use it. So they do farm up a good amount of energy. This could be the wild charge. We decided to shield it, so that is the correct shield. And then we're going to fire off this Surf to see if they really want to keep the switch. So it looks like they do invest a shield, but at this point, we can just double shield and get the farm down. They decided to go for the double wild charge right there. So we are able to successfully flip the switch. Now we have to deal with this Reggie now, though. This Reggie here is going to be a problem for the Mantine, so we're going to have to fire off as much energy as possible. We switch to catch a move. We think that this Magnezone is useless at this point because, remember, they still have that Poliwrath, I believe. So we're going to go into our Lanturn right here, build up a lot of energy. We're going to throw this Surf and see if we grab a shield from this. No shield, unfortunately. And then our opponent does switch right back out into the Poliwrath. As soon as we wasted that energy, we throw the Thunderbolt. It does deal a lot of damage, but they are smart and let it go. And they decide to just play the one shield Reggie right there. So that was kind of a tricky no shield. I guess they're just making a call on what we had in the back because that Reggie was really low health. If we had basically anything besides Mantine right there, we would have been able to take him out pretty much because most of the water types in this meta is able to survive one move from Reggie, right? All right, next we have the Lanturn versus their Escavalier here. This Escavalier is going to be able to throw the Super Effector Draw Run, but you can see right here we simultaneous KO, and honestly that's as good as it's going to get in that situation considering we switched out. We're going to go into the Mantine here, anticipating they are going to use their back Pokemon, and that's exactly what happened. So GG's to our opponent, able to make that call right there to kind of flip the game. That was kind of a 50-50 call as we simultaneously KO with our switch, and we kind of just have a guessing situation on what our opponent is trying to do. All right, here we got the Ludicolo versus our Magnezone. We are chipping away at the Ludicolo, but you can see their Razor Leaves are doing a significant amount of damage as well. But we do grab a shield from our opponent here. They do switch out into their Registeel. We're going to go and use our Lanturn for this situation. We know we can survive one, so we're going to let the first one go. Oh, they do get the debuff, and that's going to be problematic. Now we're going to have to go for this Thunderbolt here, as the Surfs will no longer deal as much damage. I was hoping that we could get to maybe 2 Surfs and then put them in farm down range, but now that we're debuffed, we're going to have to go for the bigger damage. We're going to go for another Thunderbolt here. You can see that still doesn't KO. We're trying to farm down, and unfortunately that Zap Cannon came in clutch for them, able to win them that switch right there. However, this is an opportunity for us to farm down, get this extra Volt Switch to go through. We're going to throw this Mirror Shot right here. Okay, they decided no shield, so that's well played by them. We're going to use this shield right here to keep this Mantine as healthy as possible. Let's see what they have in the back here. Okay, ends up being the Jellicent. The Jellicent does have a shield, but we have the energy advantage. So let's see if we can wiggle out of the situation. They are going to be able to throw the Shadow Ball eventually. This Shadow Ball here does roughly 40% damage, so we are able to survive that first one. Arrow Ace goes through and trying to get to another Arrow Ace here to either get a shield or get the KO. Our opponent here does end up shielding. We're going to switch out immediately, fire off this Mirror Shot, and let's see if they are able to get KO. No KO! We do get the debuff, but this Surf here will take out our Magnezone. Now, do we have enough health to farm down and fire off a move? No way! We get Lock on down, which is kind of the worst situation. But check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.